Hey, what's up? My name is Jamie Aaron, and today we are talking about Motown style guitar parts. Knowing how to layer different guitar parts can be really useful. If you're a producer or a studio musician or you're recording your own music, it can be really helpful to layer different guitar parts and fill out the sound of the track. And if you're a live performing musician, knowing how to play different guitar parts can be really helpful. Sometimes you end up on a gig or a jam session with another guitar player, and you want to stay out of each other's way. So if you know where to play and the kind of parts that complement other guitar parts, it'll really make you a better musician in the studio and on stage. So let's talk about Motown style guitar parts. Part of the characteristic sound of Motown was the big, lush sort of orchestrations, and you had horns, you had strings, and one of the characteristics from a guitar perspective was multiple guitar players, 2 to 3 guitar players on a single track. And these were all recorded live, so these guitar players were sitting on the studio floor playing together, and they would play parts that would complement each other. So I'm going to show you 3 different parts you can play, 3 different guitar parts over the same type of Motown groove. So here are these 3 separate parts. The first guitar part is purely going to be doubling the bass. So let's break that down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So it's this little syncopated line, and that's just doubling the bass. So one way to get the first guitar part in is just double what the bass is playing. If the bass is playing sort of a repeated figure, little riff. And I'm just going D here at the 5th fret, 5th string, A, B, D, A, B, D. So it's just this little 3-note thing. What's most important to get is that syncopated rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Here it is really slow. For the second guitar part, we're going to move to the middle register of the guitar, and it's going to be a busy syncopated chordal figure. So what we're going to do is play a triad, a D triad here, making a bar at the 7th fret on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. And we're just going to play 1 and 2 and 3 and. So on the and of 3, another little syncopated part, we're going to play this G triad. Those notes are B, D, and G. So it'll be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And on the and of 4, we'll go back to the D. That's the first half of the figure, the 2-bar figure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And the second time, those downstrokes are on the beats, on 3 and 4. So here's what it sounds like. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And slowly, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then the third guitar part is something that is quintessentially Motown. When people think of Motown guitar, this is the guitar part that comes to mind. It's called the chank, and it's the really high percussive, usually bridge pickup, upper register, usually just a 3-note triad, the top 3 notes of a chord on the top 3 strings. And it just happens on beats 2 and 4. It usually aligns with when the snare drum is hitting the snare. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's very staccato, very short, very percussive. It's almost like the guitar is acting in a pitched percussion roll. And if you listen to all the classic Motown, Supremes, Smokey Robinson, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, you'll hear this in that sort of mid-60s era Motown sound. And the guy who played this, one of the Funk Brothers, the Motown house studio band, actually had the nickname Eddie Chank Willis because he was the guy that usually played the chank part. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I switch whether I play it as an upstroke or a downstroke, depending. If I want it to be really short, I'll do a little quick upstroke, but sometimes I'll do them as downstrokes. The important thing is that you just hit right on 2 and 4 and that they align with what the snare drum usually is hitting, just right on beats 2 and 4. And when you put all 3 of these parts together, you get 3 separate guitar parts in 3 different registers doing 3 separate things, 3 separate jobs, and they're not going to get in each other's way. And that's the beauty of multiple guitars working together. I love playing with another guitar player when it's the right guitar player and we know how to stay out of each other's way and play parts that complement each other. So Motown is one example of 2 or 3 guitars that are really working together and creating some cool grooves and textures while also staying out of each other's way and knowing when to fill in the spaces when there's a pause in the other guitar part. So here's how all the parts sound together. I'll go ahead and layer them with a Motown style bass and drum groove. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. If you like this, please click subscribe, comment, and like. I post new YouTube guitar lessons, demo videos, and musical performances every week here on this channel. Hit the bell so you don't miss the next video. I will go ahead and see you in the next video. And why don't you comment below? Let me know your favorite Motown guitar parts, Motown tracks, or any other tunes that have multiple guitar parts that really work well together like this. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.